Very good morning everyone and welcome back to Crack Grade B. So today we are going to start our new ministry, that is your Ministry of Jal Shakti, right? We are going to see various important schemes under this particular ministry, and first we will be starting with the most important, your Jal Jeevan mission. So what is happening under this particular mission is, let me tell you that as per census 2011, we know that 70%, approximately 70% of our population lives in rural India, right? But for this population, having a piped water connection was a distant reality. They were not getting it, right? There were so many different avenues that from where they have to bring in drinking water. So government under this particular mission has decided that we are going to support these particular rural families who are living in rural India, who are deprived of piped water, and we'll be making this particular distant reality a achievable dream by the year 2024. Right? So you will see so many things under this, that what are the action plans, who's going to be the implementing agency, how is the funding that is distributed under this particular mission. So let me tell you that this is a centrally sponsored scheme and the funding is going to be shared between your center as well as the state governments. So yes, so let's start the topic. So first of all, we have got Jal Jeevan Mission. Central government assistance for rural water supply. See, so central government assistance for rural water supply, it began in the year 1972 with a brief of history. With the launch of Accelerated Rural Water Supply Program, it was renamed as National Rural Drinking Water Program in the year 2009. Which is a centrally sponsored scheme. The scheme which we are going to study, that is your Jal Jeevan Mission, this is also a centrally sponsored scheme. Now, talking about the mission, out of the total 17.87 crore rural households, please do not go after the calculation. What I am telling over here is this number is rural households. We are not counting people over here. These are the rural household numbers. So out of this particular figure, 14.6 crore, that accounts for 81.67%, yet to have household water tap connections. This was the data at what time? This was the data at the time of launch of the scheme, that is in the year 2019. Now what is our aim under this particular ministry or this particular scheme is to provide functional household tap connection. Now this particular thing, we have given it a short form, that is called as FHTC, and this form will be used ahead in the document. So please do not get confused. So what we try to achieve is functional household tap connection. Now tell me, in order to have a tap connection, you should be having a water source first, from where you are going to take the water. Will it be through a well, bore well, or any other kind of source, a pond or a lake or a river, right? There can be different sources for it, or a dam. So these are the different water sources. Now, as per the water source which is available in that particular area, you have to lead the construction as well. This particular construction will be known as your capital cost. This particular component we are going to see ahead in the scheme document. So please remember, in order to lay any kind of functional house tap connection, you also have to incur capital cost. So these are the things. Now aim is, the quantity is also given. We want to provide 55 liters per capita per day. That means per person per day, this much is the requirement, and this is what we want to provide. Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, this is the aim and motto of this scheme. Total project cost is 3.6 lakh crore. Central share out of this will be 2.08 lakh crore. Next is fund sharing. The sharing pattern will be 90-10 for the Himalayan and northeastern states, and 50-50 for other states, and 100% for the UTs, right? The states can utilize the funds under Jal Jeevan Mission for taking up the schemes in the quality affected area on priority as follows. So let me tell you one thing over here. So this is a thing to understand. What happens over here is, see, you have to invest the funds or you have to spend the funds in your area. Now suppose you are a chief minister and you are thinking that where should we spend the funds. So hence there is a formula given. You will decide which areas in your state are more needy for the funds based on this particular formula. I hope that you have seen finance commission related videos, right? Have you seen how we decide the formula, that how we are going to divide the revenue between all the states? There is a formula for it. So this, in this similar fashion, how the states are going to distribute the funding among the different areas will be depending on this particular formula. So see over here, what is the formula? First of all, population. More the number of people, more the requirement of tapped water connection. So population is going to have a weight of 30%. Then SC/ST population as per last census having a weight of 10%. Then states under desert development program, hill area development program, as well as drought prone area development program, right? So if the states are or the areas are under this particular category, then the funding weight will be provided as 30%. Moving ahead, population as MIS in residing in habitations that are affected by the chemical contaminants, that is heavy chemical. So you must have seen that there have been reports from West Bengal that the water is infested with the arsenic, right? Apart from that, even in Ganga, because of the industrial effluents that come into the Ganga, we have seen that there are so many heavy chemicals with which Ganga is contaminated, like lead, mercury, arsenic, cobalt, all of that. So these are all the things, and you have to see whether the contamination level is how much higher, and on that you are going to give a weight of 10%. Then you have weightage for balanced individual household connection to be provided. That means you will also see how many people already have a piped water connection and how many are left with the piped water connection. So all these data first you will see, decide, and after that fund distribution will happen. Now watching over objectives, what are the objectives under this particular scheme? So first and foremost objective is to provide functional tapped water connection to every rural household. This is our aim under this particular ministry. Next is to prioritize provision of tap water connection in quality affected areas, villages which are drought prone, desert areas, as well as Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana villages. To provide functional tap connections to school, Anganwadi centers, Gram Panchayat buildings, health center, wellness center, community buildings, all such social infrastructure which are there into your locality, you want to provide a functional tap water connection to all of them. To monitor functionality of tap connections. Next is to promote and ensure voluntary ownership among local communities by way of contribution in cash, kind, labor and voluntary labor. So we always understand that yes, government is doing its bit, government is bringing out the funds, government is laying down the machinery to do all of such kind of work, but until and unless you will not involve the community, they will not get attached to this particular kind of project. So there is a component under this particular scheme that in order to involve the community and in order to generate a sense of ownership. When does sense of ownership generates? When community thinks that okay, in this particular project our money is also involved, or if they are also working for it. So hence, if anyone in the local community, if they want to contribute in cash or kind, like suppose someone is having a cement shop, right? So they can be providing cement for free. If they want to, then government will not say no. If they will not, then obviously government is putting their own funds. Apart from that, they can do voluntary labor as well. This is called as the shramdan, where you are doing something for the community's good. To assist in ensuring sustainability of water supply system. How water supply systems will be sustainable? So once you have constructed anything, now that is not the end of the story. You will have to be present for its repair and maintenance as well. So that particular part, this is called as sustainability. Sustainability, the word sustainable means you should be using it today and it should be available for your future generations as well. So this is the meaning of the word sustainable, and in order to make the supply system sustainable, you have to look into supply infrastructure, and there should be funds for the regular operation as well as the maintenance. To empower and develop human resource in the sector such that demands of construction, plumbing, electrical, water quality management, water treatment, these are taken care in the short and long term. So this particular component you can witness in any kind of ministry related schemes. They always talk about the capacity building, they always talk about the skill development. So here also they are telling that we should be having enough manpower in the local areas who are able to manage all of such issues: water treatment, water quality, electrical, plumbing, any kind of problem that may occur. So back in my village, that there is a water tank, right? And out of that water tank, water is being supplied to the every household. Now sometimes what happens is the electrical motor with which the water tank is connected, sometimes it does not function, right? So for such kind of maintenance related issues, we should be having enough manpower who is able to do the repair and maintenance job for such kind of issues. So this is the part of this particular mission. Next is to bring awareness on various aspects and significance of safe drinking water. Understood. Now what are the components under this particular scheme? Just see this component and wait for a second. Yeah. So components under Jal Jeevan Mission. First component, we are reading it again and again. What we want to do under this particular scheme, we want to build a piped water supply infrastructure. Next, we want to also develop reliable drinking water sources or augmentation of existing sources. Now, drinking water sources can be, what you can do is you can lead to construction of ponds, you can augment the rainwater harvesting systems, you can see how the wells in the village are functioning. So these are all your water supply sources. Now constructing the wells along with rainwater harvesting system, plus constructing ponds in the village areas, or if there are ponds were already there, then augmenting them further. What it leads to? It leads to groundwater recharge. So even if you are not taking water directly from ponds, it will help in the groundwater recharge. It will collect all the water. This water will percolate, go into the your ground, and you can extract that water later on through bore wells, right? So this is how this thing works. But first of all, the first and very most requirement is that we have to preserve the rainwater. So hence they are talking about that as well. Moving ahead, wherever necessary, bulk water transfers treatment plants and distribution networks to cater every rural household. Technological interventions for removal of contaminants like fluoride, arsenic, as well as lead, all of that, particular use of all of these contaminants lead to so many waterborne diseases. Like few of them are Minamata disease, like blue baby syndrome, and ouch ouch disease is also one of the diseases, right? So all of these particular things, if there are contaminants in your water, they are going to impact you severely. They are going to impact your nervous system, your teeth, and so many other things. So for that also, this particular scheme focuses on water quality. They do not just focus on providing a piped water. At the same time, they are thinking that the water that we are providing should be contaminant free. Retrofitting of completed and ongoing schemes to provide functional house tap water connection at a minimum service level of 55 liters per capita per day. Now, next is bottom up approach. Super easy. So there are two approaches in any kind of functionality. What are those two approaches? So these two approaches are, one is your bottom up approach, one is your top down approach, right? Bottom up approach, top down approach means bottom up. You are taking the help of the community, advices from the community, ideas from the community. Those ideas are going up into the ladder. And next thing is your top down approach. In top down approach, the top management or the top governance, though they decide what has to be done, how it has to be done, no idea is being taken from the community, and just those ideas are implemented at the ground level, right? So see what we are doing in order to achieve the bottom up approach. So where community plays a vital role from planning to implementation, management, operation, as well as the maintenance. So in order to achieve, in order to take the ideas from the community, in order to solve their grievances and everything, see, these are the first points of contact for this particular scheme. So what we have is, we have village water and sanitation committee called as the Pani Samitis that are being constituted and strengthened. Obviously, state government officials will not come and monitor that how the scheme is functioning. They are not going to see that, okay, what are the problems that are occurring at village level and how do we solve them. In order to take up all of these issues together, we have got a village water and sanitation committee. In short, we call them as the Pani Samitis. These Samitis are very important because they will tell you at what time problem is occurring at ground level, and you will be able to resolve them at the earliest. Next is, now talking about constitution of this particular Pani committee. So how we are going to constitute? Minimum 50% of members of village water and sanitation committee or the Pani Samitis should be women, and proportionate representation of weaker sections in the society. Proportionate representation means, suppose in your area, if 30% of the population is belonging to SC category, then in your Pani Samiti also 30% of the members should be from SC category, right? So we do not have different, I hope that you understand. If there are 10 people in your Pani Samiti, then 5 should be the women. Now out of these 5 women, some can belong to SC category as well, right? So both the criteria will be fulfilled. Women, 50% should be the women, as well as proportionate representation to your SC category people. Means whatever is the social setup of your village, if you have more of SC population or more of ST population, OBC related population, or there are disabled in your social setup, so you are going to provide them proportionate representation to your weaker sections. Next is, village action plans are developed through community engagement. Now what are village action plans? In village action plans, we see that how many connections are there, right? What are the water source for us? How we are providing water supply? Everything is taken under your village action plans. Now next thing is implementation support agencies. Implementation support agencies are engaged to village communities in program implementation and creating awareness among the people. Now next component is water quality monitoring as well as the surveillance activities. It is very important. I have told you that water should be that much qualitative that we are able to drink it. So how this is going to be done? So 5 women in each village are being trained. You are doing the capacity building. You are training the women in each village that they should be testing water samples of any kind of contamination by using the field test kits. So you see, you are not asking any outside person to come and check about the water quality. There are women in your villages who are going to do this water quality testing for you, and there will be the kits, self-testing kits that will be provided to them. This particular kit helps in order to see the water on 9 parameters. What is the pH level, alkalinity level, chloride, nitrate, total hardness, fluoride, iron, residual free chlorine as well as H2S. So all of these things will be seen in your water. Now functionality assessment. First of all, provide the adequate water, 55 liters per capita per day. Then water should be potable. That means it should be prescribing with the prescribed quality. BIS is Bureau of Indian Standards, right? It prescribes what kind of standards you should be following, and this particular standard is for water quality. Next is supply of water on regular basis. That means there should be water should be supplied on daily basis. Now use of technology, what kind of technology we are using under this particular mission? So first of all, geotagging of the every water supply connection that you have done. Next is hydrogeomorphological maps are used in planning. Hydrogeomorphological maps are see in your Google Maps, whenever there is a traffic in any area and you want to see that, okay, I want to see the map from the lens of traffic. So Google is going to show you that, okay, in this area traffic congestion is more, or in this area traffic is not there. So similar kind of thing is your hydrogeomorphological maps. What they show is, they show the map with the angle of water availability. So whether water is available in this particular area or not, or what is the quantum of water that is available, is it a water scarce area? First of all, you will see that what are the water availability, and after that you are going to plan your water supply infrastructure, right? So these particular maps are used in planning single village schemes to identify what are your drinking water sources, and also to construct the aquifer recharge structure. Aquifer recharge structure means you might be building canals, you might be building rainwater harvesting infrastructure, anything which is going to recharge your aquifers. Aquifers means from where you are getting the water. So all of that will be acceptable over here. Household tap connections which are provided under Jal Jeevan Mission are linked with the Aadhaar number of the head of the household to ensure transparency and accountability in implementing all information under this particular mission is in public domain, and it could be accessed from this website of ejalshakti.gov.in. Next, we also have an app called Jal Jeevan Mission app that has been launched for improving the awareness among the stakeholders. Now, next point that we are going to discuss about the implementation. So at national level, we have got National Jal Jeevan Mission at the central level, State Water and Sanitation Mission at state level, District Water and Sanitation Mission at district level, and then we have Gram Panchayat and its subcommittees. Subcommittees, Pani Samitis, village water sanitation committee as well as the Pani Samiti at the village level. So this is the structure. Almost in almost all of the schemes, this remains the structure, that there will be a national level organization, state level organization, district level, and then at village level, because our point of implementation always remains a village. So hence these are the following structure. Always remember, under this particular scheme we have got Pani Samitis at the ground level, right? And also remember, 50% of the women, 50% of the participants or the members should be women, and the rest weaker sections should be represented as per their respective population, right? Proportionately representation should be given. Now few more points. So I'll tell you about this public finance management system, and you will have to tell me that it operates under which particular ministry. So first you guys tell me that public finance management is under which ministry? Quickly. What I'm asking is, public finance management is under which ministry? Ministry of Finance. Good. So this particular system was launched in 2009, back in 2009, and what was the aim of this was that whatever funds are being allocated by the government to respective schemes, these funds will be tracked, where the funds have been spent or where the expenditure has been made. All of these expenditures will be tracked in the real time through public financial management system. This is a web-based software, right? So here we are accounting that what funds government has provided and how these funds are being spent. We are going to track them. Now this particular public finance management system, it also tracks your DBT, the direct benefit transfer, which goes to individual accounts. This is being tracked by your public finance management system. So this is being used to track the funds. We already know the work of it. In order to bring in sense of ownership and pride, so in all your hilly forested areas or wherever 50% population is SC or ST dominant, we are going to contribute 5% towards capital cost, and in the remaining villages we are going to contribute 10%. Communities will be rewarded by providing 10% of the in-village infrastructure cost of the scheme, which will be maintained by them as a revolving fund to meet any unforeseen expenditure. We know what is the meaning of revolving fund, right? Next is mandatory source sustainability measures. Mandatory source sustainability measures, I have already told you, rainwater harvesting, groundwater recharge and other water conservation measures will also be taken, along with the grey water management, including reuse, are proposed to be undertaken. Now grey water management, we have already understood that there is a Swachh Bharat mission, and Swachh Bharat mission has got its components like ODF, ODF plus, ODF plus plus, and under ODF plus plus we are aiming to achieve this only, grey water management, right? So please understand this, one particular scheme does not operate alone. It always operates in relation with other schemes as well, right? So here what we are trying to do, first of all, we should conserve water, and water conservation does not only mean that you should preserve rainwater. It also means that you should use water scarcely, and whatever water has already been used, please retreat it and use it for alternative things, like you can use for car washing or any other kind of the non-essential or non-drinking purposes. Okay, so how should beginner approach while learning schemes? See, I cannot tell you that what should be the beginner's approach, but I'll tell you my thing, that how, see, first of all, whenever you will see any subject, whenever, I hope that you you have studied maths, you have studied any kind of subject in your graduation or 11th or 12th. Whenever we start any particular subject, we always think that this is a tough subject or this is very tough. But there is no shortcut, there is no beginner's way approach. You just have to start with the subject. Slowly and gradually, you start understanding the topics. So for me, whenever you are preparing for any competitive exam, I always prefer telling the students that please first of all see that what type of questions have been asked in the examination. This should be always your first step. Whether you are preparing for phase 1, phase 2, always see that what type of questions have been asked in examination. This creates a mindset in your mind that okay, if you will not see the question and you will directly start the preparation, it is not going to help you. You will think that every other thing is important for us to read, right? So first step is see the previous year papers, previous year questions. That should be your step 1. Now next step is, there is no next step, you should just start reading. So the schemes which we are reading right now is, we are reading every scheme from the scratch, right? We are discussing each and every point of it. I am explaining you all the means, whatever can be explained in simple terms. Even if this is a general understanding that not every student is on the same pedestal. All of the students are on different levels of understanding. But as a teacher, I do not know you personally, and hence I do not know that what your actual standing is in terms of knowledge wise. So if you are going ahead than your peers, then obviously this is very good. But if you are lagging behind in somewhere, then some amount of effort should be put by yourself also. And what you should do is, suppose I told you that okay, we are reading this, and I explained you about public finance management system. Just assume that I have not explained you about this. So what you should do, if you are understanding this line, then go and search about PFMS. What is this? Which particular ministry has launched it, right? What is the purpose of it? Now don't go beyond that. Just have a general understanding. Do not start that okay, from where the funds are coming, who is regulating this particular thing. No. Don't go deeper, don't dig deeper. Have just a general understanding, because only that much is needed. What the common mistake that every person does in competitive examination is, all kinds of competitive examination, they demand a general awareness from you or a basic understanding. They do not demand that you should be having a PhD in this particular topic. But what certain students do is, they keep on digging deeper, and that particular thing is not very important also. So you should always remember these 3 things. First of all, see your previous year papers, then start reading your content. If the teacher or whosoever is teaching you, they have not gone in the depth, then you can try to go in. But yes, at that time also, do not go that much into depth. Just having a basic understanding of the terms given will be useful for you. So these are the things that I would like to convey. And I guess these are the only things that will matter. And once you have covered any particular topic, please try to solve the questions on it, or try to search questions on it, that okay, what kind of questions I can solve in it. Because solving questions, making mistakes will help you understand as well as remember the things for a longer period of time. So I hope this solves your doubt, and let's get back to the ministry. So, grey water management, right? These are proposed to be undertaken in convergence with your MG Narega, grants under Finance Commission, State Finance Commission, as well as the District Mineral Development Fund. District Mineral Development Fund, I'll tell you what it is. So, we have certain areas where mining is very rampant, like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. We are mining so many minerals out of here, like your iron, coal, bauxite, right? So what happens is, whenever you mine in a certain areas, there are so many problems which arise in that particular area. So we have got drinking water problems there because groundwater is contaminated with the minerals that you are mining. Apart from that, the air is also polluted over here. So there are so many challenges when you are living in a mining area. So in order to deal with such challenges, this is an organization that has been made, District Mineral Development Fund. So in this particular fund, your government also contributes, the miners also contributes, the whosoever company or the organization who has got the mining contract, they also contribute towards this particular fund, and the amount of this fund is used for the betterment of the living standard of people who are living in the mining prone areas. Like, these funds have been spent on the education as well as the water as well as the other facilities that should be provided to the mining affected areas, right? So that's what this particular scheme is saying, that we can use funds under this particular scheme as well, because ultimately this has been made for the betterment of the mining prone areas. Next is, it has been proposed to assess and pool the funds which are available for drinking water supply from various resources from the government, like MP lads, MLA lads, TMDF, that was, or donations, whether at state level or village level, be strictly utilized as per the approved plans. So MP lads, MLA lads, so what happens is, under this particular schemes, an fixed amount is given to the MPs and the MLAs, and they can choose to invest this particular amount in whatever state from where they, in whatever constituency from where they have got elected. And if it is a Rajya Sabha related MP, then he can choose to invest in any state from wherever he has been elected, right? So both of these things give a leeway to your MPs and MLAs that they can do something for the communities from where they have been selected. Obviously, see, MLAs and MPs, they do not have a direct role in policy making, but still they are answerable to the communities and to the constituency from where they have got elected. So in order to enable them to do something for the constituency from where they have got elected, these particular funds have been done, and MPs and MLAs can take out or can suggest the projects. Obviously, the implementation parts is done by your district authorities only, but still they can suggest that, okay, I want to build a hospital in my constituency, and for that fund is provided to them under MP lads as well as the MLA lads. So MP, local area development. So this is the full form of this. Now next we have village action plans. So every village will be preparing a village action plan. Now what are the components of your village action plan? Three important components: water sources and its maintenance. You have to decide that what are the water sources in your area. Water supply, how you are going to implement the water supply related infrastructure. What are the households which are remaining in your villages who are yet to be provided with the water supply. Next is grey water management. What are the existing facilities for grey water management and how you are going to upgrade it. So village action plans will be aggregated at district level and they will be formulated as a district action plan which will be aggregated at the state level. So this is called as bottom up approach. First of all, villages have prepared their action plans. Now action plans of all the villages in a particular district will be combined, and that's how district action plans will be made, and then all the district action plans will be combined and they will be make a state action plan. Next is national wash experts. So national wash, this particular term wash has been given by our WHO. So this means water, sanitation and hygiene, and we should be having an expert under it. So National Center for Drinking Water and Sanitation. as well as the quality. They have entrusted with the task of empanelment and deployment of national wash experts for ground truthing and technical assistance for the states. So we want to have experts who are expert in water, sanitation and hygiene related areas, so they can tell us that what should be the developments and what should be the improvements that needs to be done. Next is rural wash partners, the same thing. Professor chairs and center of excellences. So in order to upgrade technically, to carry out high quality research and address sectoral challenges in rural drinking water, Jal Jeevan Mission professor chairs have been established. So we'll be having experts from IIM Bangalore, IIT Jodhpur, Guwahati, TIS Mumbai, IIT Kanpur on various focuses and areas of JJM. Two centers of excellence have also been established in IIT Madras and IIT Gandhinagar to do research studies and for providing the support. Next is you are having grievances redress mechanism. So grievance redress cell, they have been constituted under the department to address any particular thing that is related to your water supply. Apart from that, people can be lodging their complaint through centralized public grievance redress and monitoring systems. Now few of the current data. So 4 states, that is Goa, Telangana, Gujarat and Haryana, as well as 3 UTs of Puducherry, Daman and Diu and Dadra Nagar Haveli, Andaman Nicobar Island, they have been reported as Har Ghar Jal. Means in these 4 states and 3 UTs, there is a provision of tap water supply in every household. Next is Burhanpur district of MP, that has become the first Har Ghar Jal certified district in India. Goa has become the first Har Ghar Jal certified state. And then this is the UT of Dadar Nagar and Daman Diu, that becomes the first certified UT in India. Andaman and Nicobar Island, it becomes first Swachh Sujal Pradesh in India, and there are 112 aspirational districts, out of which 8 districts have provided 100% tap water connection to its rural household. We also have Swachh Jal Se Suraksha campaign that was got launched, and as on 21st December 2022, more than 10.76 crores of rural households are being provided with water tap connection. So what was the figure for it? Around 14 crore rural households was yet to be provided the rural water tap connection when we started this particular scheme back in 2019. And as per the current data, already 10.76 crores rural households are being provided, and quality is also being monitored on a regular basis. Right? Now moving ahead with our next mission, that is called as Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So I am not going to explain much under this particular mission because we have read so many things under different ministries. So that will just be a repetition of what all I have already said. I'll just focus on the important components under this particular scheme. So total sanitation campaign was launched in 1999. It is a demand-driven approach that has been emphasized more on the information, education and communication, and we want to create the sanitary facilities for the rural people. Now, talking about the predecessor of your Swachh Bharat mission. So, predecessor of your Swachh Bharat mission was named as the Nirmal Bharat Abhiyan. It was launched in 2012 to accelerate the sanitation coverage in the rural areas. Then came Swachh Bharat Mission Phase 1, launched in 2014 by our Prime Minister. Target was all villages, all states and union territories in India should declare themselves ODF free by 2nd October 2019. That was the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Now implementation, Prime Minister himself has been the communicator in chief of the mission. So he has done so much in order to popularize this particular mission. He personally wrote to all 2,50,000 Gram Pradhans for motivating them to help people. Next, we had the post of Swachh Grahis. Swachh Grahis means anybody who has volunteered for the Swachh Bharat mission. It was symbolic to the Gandhi's thoughts and ideals. They regularly mobilized community members for the toilet construction and its uses. And thus, we have got integrated management information system. This is always written in this particular short form and I call it MIS, right? So I word you can ignore, the MIS word is important for you. So each toilet in every village was mapped on integrated management information system for a real-time progress report, and every toilet is geotagged for ensuring the transparency. See, government is giving you the funding. Government is providing 12,000 rupees to every beneficiary. Now, whether toilets have been constructed or not, this particular thing is checked by the geo-tagging. The iconic campaigns like Darwaja Band, Safai Saaf Nahi To Maaf Nahi, they got mobilized and connected citizens across rural India. Government made a provision of 12,000 per toilet as a financial incentive for promoting the toilet construction and its usage. Now talking about the targets, it is the world's largest sanitation drive and it has led to construction of 100 million individual households over a 5-year period, taking sanitation coverage from 39% to 100% in 2019. Although on papers it was 100%, but still the usage, the habitual related usage was still a questionable point. More than 6 lakh villages declared themselves ODF free by 2nd October 2019, and this also led to achievement of Target 6.2 of SDG 6, 11 years ahead of the stipulated timelines. So there are 17 sustainable development goals that need to be achieved by the year 2030, and there are various subpoints to it. Some of the sustainable development goals are related to land, life under water, as well as your no poverty, zero hunger, right? Gender equality. These are all the sustainable development goals. There are 17 of those goals. Next is Swachh Bharat Mission Phase 2. So we are going to cover this particular thing tomorrow, not today. Today I'll keep it up to this much. I hope that you have understood various things in it. We also have discussed that how you should be preparing for schemes or any other particular your competitive exams. So thank you so much for joining in and I hope you have liked this video. Do not forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much.